been 3 days since we checked in for our Spiritual Couch to 5K. I believe we're on day 24. So this day 24, we want to reflect back on the last 3 days and ask ourselves, how did we do? How did we do on all of these things that we're trying to work on to get us up off the couch and closer to Christ? Maybe we did well, maybe we didn't do so well. The chances are that maybe we didn't do everything that we wanted to do. We're human, and we're imperfect, which is okay, which also leads us to our next step, and that is forgiveness. We've talked about having patience. You have to have patience with yourself on this journey. And we've talked a little bit of how forgiveness works into that. But this is a perfect opportunity to look back on these last 3 days and say, okay, all of these failures that I may have had, I have to be willing and able to forgive myself for. But also willing and able to forgive others. And that's a huge step toward holiness. A huge step toward growing in this relationship that we have and that we want with Christ, is being able and willing to forgive ourselves first for our own failures, but certainly to forgive others. It's easy to look out into the world and say, there's so much wrong going on, or there's so many people who harm one another, or so many people that don't care about the good of another. You're right. That stuff happens. Satan is alive. He's out there and he's working in the world. But if we fall into that cycle, it makes it impossible for us to grow closer to Christ. We put a barrier, an obex, in front of us. This barrier of refusal or a belief that we can't forgive others, or that it'd be impossible for us to move in that direction. Instead, we have to ask God every single day to give us a heart of forgiveness. People are going to do wrong things every day, just as we do wrong things every day. So we have to be willing to forgive those in order to move forward. As I said, it starts with ourselves. So that's our prayer. That's the next step, if you will, on this journey, is to practice and to pray for that virtue of forgiveness. Beginning with ourselves, moving on toward everyone that we meet, so that we can have a clear pathway toward the merciful heart of Christ. God bless you.